time to start this show. We gonna start this show. Let's get going. Everybody, let's go.
Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to jojoSPEAKS. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I'm so glad that you come back with us. Of course, we took last week off because I was on vacation with the family, but we are back and better than ever. A couple of things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to like this video, push that thumbs up on this video. It is free to do. What else is free to do is subscribing. Subscribe to my channel. Press that big red button. Subscribe. Again, it is free to do and it takes less than half a second. So go ahead and press that button for us. Be sure to leave a comment. Leave us your thoughts on what we're discussing tonight. And also give us some suggestions on what you'd like us to talk about in the future. Also, make sure you share this video with all your family, friends, and loved ones, all those who you love. Share it with them. Let them know jojoSPEAKS is out here in these streets. And last but not least, press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. I got my team back with me, Mike, Jennifer, and Tyrone. What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
We're here. The team is here. So I wanted to start out with some Black excellence really quickly. So the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson has had a street in Miami named after her. So congratulations to Ketanji Brown Jackson. She's out here doing her thing, and I'm so proud of her. It's a great honor to have a street named after you. That's going to be the name forever unless they decide to change it in the future. So again, congratulations to her. Any thoughts on that before we get started?
I think it's awesome. First of all, to have a Supreme Court justice that's named Ketanji. That's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Go Blackness, go women. We love it over here.
And her last name's Jackson. That's even more Black. Hey.
Okay, Black up.
Okay, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Okay.
Woo-wee!
Honey.
2 Black names. Okay.
So in probably the biggest murder trial of this year thus far, the lawyer, Mr. Alex Murdaugh, he was found guilty on 2 counts of murdering his wife and his dear son, Pawpaw. He was also sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison. He got a new mugshot out there. His head is shaved. I don't know why his head is shaved. I don't think that wasn't a requirement for jail as far as I was concerned, but I guess maybe I could be wrong about that. Any thoughts on the resolution? The jury only took 3 hours to deliberate before they brought forth this guilty verdict. Do you think that was too fast? Do you think the prosecution just did an excellent job laying out all of the evidence? What are your entire thoughts around this entire case period?
I mean, I really don't think nobody thought that he was not going to jail. He was definitely going to be found guilty. Right. If I was part of that jury, I would have known the guilty sentence, the guilty verdict, right when we debriefed.
Okay.
So, I mean, good job. I mean, it's still unknown how he did these things, but we know he did it.
Right.
Yeah, he's certainly implicated. And I believe that they took the 3 hours, the jury took the 3 hours so that they won't, look like they did it too fast or like their mind was already made up as soon as they went in, because you have to.
That makes sense.
You got to show that we went through all of the evidence. We made sure to consider everything that was proposed to us, especially with 18 hours. Okay, I might be exaggerating, but hours upon hours of not deliberation.
Deliberating.
It wasn't deliberating.
Courtroom
courtroom stuff, And then I heard, didn't the prosecutor take like 3 hours to do his closing statements?
Literally 3 hours for his closing. Yes.
Child. Yeah, they could. And you know what? For all we know, they could have been waiting on lunch. You know what I'm saying? With jury duty, you don't get a whole lot, but when you get free lunch, I'd hold out for that.
Okay. Tyrone, what are your thoughts on this entire case? Alex Murdaugh found guilty.
Justice has finally been served.
Amen.
Excuse me, I'm yawning. I'm so sorry.
We yawning. We hungry. We sleepy.
this goes down in a moment where people that were in places of power definitely get their just due.
Comeuppance, because that whole family pretty much had a chokehold on the area.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
At some point, he thought he would be able to just walk away
again,
unscathed.
Again,
like
he's done in the past. But God bless him.
Yeah, it is what it is. And so, go ahead and read that comment, Jennifer.
Joseph said at 9:17. What up, beautiful people? Everybody hit like and share, or your crack will turn purple and orange. Maybe. You never know. So hit like and share just to be safe.
Be safe now.
Oh, Joseph.
I would hit like you share.
I would.
Okay.
That seems like a horrible curse. Anyway,
You're crack.
Hi, Aaron.
You're crack. Aaron says, hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, Aaron. So good to see you as per usual. Hello. And Joseph Jarrell says, hi, Aaron. And then she's like, hi, Joseph Jarrell. And then the show started, because all that happened before the show started.
Yes.
At 9:30, we were on time.
In the venue.
Yes, we were.
Absolutely. The Juice Radio and Talk Show says, hey, y'all. I hope you're enjoying your food that you got on the fly, Regina and Clovis. And Aaron greets Regina and them. And, of course, Regina says, hey. And then she corrected herself and said, hey, Aaron. Okay, there we go.
Awesome. And so in other news, a Grizzlies player by the name of Ja Morant, he was caught on Instagram Live brandishing a gun. And there are a lot of reports that there might be consequences coming from this. There are no charges that will be brought up against him, but that doesn't have anything to do with what the NBA might do to him. So what do we say about the fact that some of these athletes think that they are they're what's the word I'm looking for? Untouchable. Thank you. I don't know why that slipped my mind. These athletes feel as though they can do whatever it is that they want to do. And certain laws, I won't say certain laws don't apply to them, but doing things that don't make much sense and thinking that they can just do anything. Ja Morant, what are you doing with a gun on Instagram Live? Like that's crazy. Are you trying to prove something? Because you already got the money. So, I mean, what else is there to prove? What do you guys think about these people? Well, and I'm sure there are rappers out there that would do this as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch sports. I don't know who he is or how old he is, but no, a lot of these basketball players come straight from high school, from the community they were in. No, they're probably doing this on a daily basis. I'm not saying this is where he's from the hood or has less, was he less fortunate as a child? Because I don't know him personally, but I don't know if today's celebrities are going through the thing called I can't think of the name of it, but what not to do and what you can do on live. Well, we didn't have live back then, but
media training.
Media training, yeah. Correct. Because a lot of times media training will teach you what not to do and not how not to lose your endorsements and how not to lose all the money that people have forwarded to you. So, exactly. But I do know one way to learn a lesson is to get hit with a fine. So,
okay.
So sure if he didn't know before, he's definitely going to feel it now.
Right. Feel it in the pockets, honey. Jennifer, what are your thoughts?
I just think it's crazy. I don't care who you are. As long as you're working for yourself and you're not getting a check signed by somebody else, you need to dial it back regardless. And especially with something that is posted towards the public, especially supposed to be a family-friendly public, none of that's going to fly.
They don't think about that, though.
And that's the problem.
Which I don't understand why they don't. I mean, I'm not going to blame the parents, but some of it I'm going to blame some of it. Some of it.
I agree.
On the team.
Because the reason why some people feel untouchable is because the parents didn't let them get touched.
Right.
Spirit of RHOP, spoil a child.
Exactly.
And I definitely agree. And, you know, I wish there's a lot of single parents out there, but my mom's a single parent, also working 2 jobs almost my entire life as a child. I had to stay home by myself a lot of times, but she did make sure she instilled in me right from wrong. For every action, there's a consequence, and I definitely got my ass beat, to say the least.
Okay. Like, even though, but see, this is why we're able to talk to people like you, because there are a lot of great mothers that made sure there was a standard that their children had to uphold, whether they were in front of their faces or not.
Right.
It's possible to be done. And when, especially in the presence of your child, when you let them do anything, it bothers me to my core, just like Mimi. When they get surprised that when they're out of their purview, and for some reason they act the same way, if not worse.
Right.
You have not prepared your child to be out there in the open. What makes you think they're going to do better than when they are in front of you?
Exactly. Right. What you got to say to these young men, Tyrone?
Child.
I don't know. I'm tired of everything, man. Honestly, I'm just tired of.
They're doing too much foolishness, Tyrone.
Yeah, they don't too much. Okay, I get y'all trying to live the lives of the gangsters from the music videos, the people from the movies, but not everything is supposed to be lived out in social media world. You think that, I guess, because social media ain't real to some people, that you can just do whatever you want, and then when the consequences come back, what are you gonna do?
Man, whatever.
You know, I mean, what if, like, I've seen years ago, somebody was playing around with a little piece and they shot themselves. They're no longer here.
Oh.
Because they weren't thinking of the consequences.
Initially, I thought you were talking about Plexico Burris, but that was like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, no.
And he lived to see another day.
He did.
Go through prison for having a gun charge, for having a gun in a nightclub.
Man.
And you lost everything from your NFL career. Learn from them.
Choices.
Right.
Why?
The Juice Radio and Talk Show says, "Child, I ate that food so fast that I forgot what I ate." Oh wow.
Oh wow. That was quick.
And Regina says, "Hey,
Joseph."
And Joseph says, "If thou eatest too fast, thou shalt eat again, especially if it was wings or fast food." Book of Joseph. Peace of saved apostle. Praise the Lord. And of course, Regina laughed at that. Joseph says, "Tyrone is tired of everything. Flip the table."
Okay.
Flip it. Because look, here's my thing also. All right. So people are like, "Yo, yeah, man, that was so cool, man. Did you see that, man? That was so dope." Where are those same people now?
They weren't with him in the NBA. Anyway, let's move on, because that's just annoying.
Absolutely. So in other news, there has been a huge report that 4 Americans were kidnapped in Mexico. 2 of them were found deceased, and 2 of them are back in America, safe and sound. One was shot in the leg. He's recovering from his injuries. And the woman who actually went down there to get plastic surgery, she is back home as well. And I'm sure she's still recovering also. So the Mexican cartel apparently mistook them for drug mules. That's at least what I heard in a report. And so therefore they were kidnapped as a result. The Mexican cartel put out a statement saying that they are apologizing for what has happened to those families who lost their loved one in this incident.
I have a statement.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty long letter, though.
It's not much. Okay. It was translated into English, and it says, and this is not the whole thing, it's just quotes from it, but it says, we have decided to turn over those who were directly involved and responsible in the events. They're very well spoken. Who at all times acted under their own decision making and lack of discipline. The letter also reads, adding that those individuals had gone against cartel's rules, which include respecting the life of respecting the lives and well-being of the innocent. So, which sounds like, I'm no gangster. I've never claimed any crew, but usually you don't violate the innocents. You don't violate the civilians. Right. And it sounds like that's what these people have done. And I believe, well, I know for sure that the pressure was on the cartels to say something, do something, because when you're talking about people coming into Mexico or a specific state to spend money, the tourists, and this is what happens, now you're going to have a bad look on Mexico, and people are going to say, no, I don't want to go there. And a lot of Mexico survives off of tourism. Think about Tulum, think about Cancun, think about Tijuana. There's so many different really popular spaces in Mexico that really make a lot of money from tourism. And if if the word is out, honey, that you could get killed for trying to get your tummy tucked while you're out there, that's a problem.
It is. It definitely is. Mike, what are your thoughts on this terrible situation?
Yeah, it's very terrible. I'm not going to say too much on it because I feel like it's a lot of loopholes in the story. From what I've been hearing and researching, it's a lot of loopholes. But I feel very bad for the two people. I mean, for all four individuals, but especially the two people who lost their lives, because the one with the dreadlocks didn't even want to go at all. From what I was hearing, he didn't want to go, and he Ben said he didn't want to go.
I feel like
but
Jesus was trying to
the girl begged him, so I was like, it's something off about this story. It's just something off about this story. But I'm glad the other two are back home safe because I mean, who knows? I've never been kidnapped, but I know how it is being so. I mean, I would only imagine how it is being somewhere that you don't know nothing. Everybody speaking Spanish and you don't know the language fluently.
Right.
I know that's got to be a scary thing, but I'm ready for everything to come out in the wash because it's something. Yeah, something's a little off about the story.
Yeah, and that's especially for Shanquella. With what happened down there, it really makes you want to start asking some questions. And they are trying to push along, but I thank God that the families, they're pushing to make sure that justice is served.
This is not the first kidnapping in Mexico. I hope everybody knows that because usually when I go on a cruise, they always tell you on the boat, make sure you stay within lines. Do not go outside those lines that we already marked off because it is sometimes a bad areas, kidnappings that does go on here. Such as stay with somebody or stay in the segments of what we marked off. So this stuff is known to happen. So I hope nobody thinks this is the first one that ever happened. It's not.
And the wonder words, they, things be happening. And at this point, I just saw a TikTok of all the levels of, how there's different levels of where you shouldn't be going when you're leaving America and go to these places. There are some spaces in Mexico that are at a level 4 with Iraq. So, or Somalia. So please be careful. Please be mindful. Please be understanding of where you're going and what you're about to do. And do your homework at all times. Yes, Tyrone.
For those that think they're big and bad, just because you grew up in the hood of whatever part of the United States you're from, those hood rules don't apply in somebody else's country.
Okay.
These are true.
Well, first of all, if you watch First 48, some of those hood rules still get you shot and killed anyway in America.
Okay.
So especially if you go somewhere else, just think what's going to happen there, and you don't know what they're talking about.
Just know
you don't know what they.
There is always somebody out there bigger and better than you.
So
you ain't got to be bigger and better. Your aim has got to be good.
Okay. So there's always somebody closer to hell than you are.
Okay. The same rules in every hood do not apply. Okay.
They don't apply.
I tickled myself.
Trust me.
Just mind the business that pays you.
Amen. And you know what? You don't have to go out there for your this is what bothered me. Where they landed, I don't even know that as like a known place to go get a tummy tuck. That's the problem.
Well, she said she'd been, from what I heard, she had her BBL before. Now I know the pictures don't look like it. But she has had a BBL. Her mother said she's been down there before and did a BBL. I mean, she's going to go down this time and get a tummy tuck. Because it's cheaper.
Right.
And she said, I'm not gonna go off. I'm wait to the whole story because I don't want to make any kind of.
And we will revisit this for sure. Absolutely, especially as more information comes out. But let me just go ahead and get these comments really quickly for you, Jonathan, and your show here on JoJo Speak. I saw that news article. It's so sad, says Regina. Regina also says they took the lives of those people in broad daylight in the middle of the street. How is that normal in people's mind? Unfortunately, it's normal in a lot of people's world. Unfortunately, God bless them. Joseph Jarrell says, "Show your bandana, Jennifer. What set you claim, homie?"
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody, I literally just said I have no sets to claim. I've been in suburbia all day and every day. I grew up in suburbia. Okay. I don't claim nothing out here in these streets.
Right.
Anyway.
I thought you were going to take Whitney Houston's advice when she said on Got to Be Real, when she was asked, which team are you on? Team Sass or Team Class? What'd she say, Jennifer?
Team Jesus.
I'm Team Jesus Christ.
Okay. Team Soldiers for Christ.
Soldiers for Christ.
Okay.
That is my team.
That's the team I'm on.
Jesus has never failed me yet.
Okay. Never.
Okay. Anywho, Joseph Jarrell also says, so wait, should I keep my hips on this side of the border or no? Okay. And the reason why he's saying that is because he's been to Tijuana, quite a few times, and it's actually been beneficial because some doctors have not been doing all that great with their health care.
Shame on y'all.
Tijuana is not on that list.
Okay.
But as I stated earlier, stay within those lines. If it looks scary, don't go.
Stay in the lines. All right. And the Juice Radio and Talk Show says, was a selective surgery that important?
Apparently to her.
Well, I guess to her it was.
But when you go out there, you're not expecting to be kidnapped and expecting for your friends to get murdered. So, the surgery was just important to her, and she just wanted to get the surgery, and she expected to get said surgery. So,
Yeah. When they tell you to go, when you go out to another country, they always tell you one national staple rule applies: keep your head on the swivel.
Right. Like you're about to cross the street. Look both ways.
Look both ways.
And look again.
Look, don't step on the crack because you might break your mama's back. Okay.
Okay, so now we're pushing it. Anyway, Joseph says, Tyrone, I might not be sending you to Mexico anymore.
Thank you.
Anywho, and Erin says, gosh, Erin, she is the light in the comments per usual. She says, praying for everyone and praying for the family that have to deal with the fallout.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ain't they from North Carolina?
I think they were from
South Carolina.
I know
Myrtle Beach to be exact.
I know they was from the Carolinas. It was just like, oh man, not the Carolinas again in Mexico.
Yeah, and they actually show pictures of the 5 men who apparently did this kidnapping. Now they were face down, and they were handcuffed. But so the thing is, we really don't know if these were the men. We just have to take their word for it. And we don't think that they're going to be facing legal justice. It might be El Cartel's justice.
I think they turned them. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like they turned them into the Mexican authorities, so that they can pin it on them. Because, like you said, if you're messing with the tourism trade in Mexico, you're messing with Mexico. Money. Period. That's our money. You can't be doing that. Do your cartel stuff over there. Don't mess with these people coming into this country to spend this money.
Okay. All right. So next up, we are going to talk about the new show that has come on Bravo, and I think it's very, very entertaining. It's SWV and Escape, the Queens of R&B. I want to say, first of all, I love the fact that SWV seems so united, and they're all clearly on the same page. They're all clearly getting along. Coco even said herself, either Coco or Lily said, we put our stuff to the side and get this moolah baby. Okay. But there seem to be issues between Latasha and Tamika, also between Latasha and Candy, but we didn't get into that really. But it seems like there's always been an issue between those two. So if anything is holding us back, it seems to be Escape at this point. So what were your overall general thoughts? And then we'll get into specifics.
I just want to say how good lead singer SWV, what's her name? Coco looks. She looks good. All of them look good, but Coco she just lost a lot of weight and she looks damn good. Like she's very healthy, with her weight loss. I really just called the Escape show, to be honest, because SWV don't have no drama going on. They just on the little show performing, child. They don't have. It's all happy cookies and cream right now. Yeah, they just there to bring shit to the light. But as I stated some months ago, the problem is Latasha. She is the problem.
You talked about,
and that is it. I mean, it's one thing when you get into it with somebody all the time, but when you get into it with somebody else in the same group and it's your sibling now, it's like the common denominator is you. And when they had, I'm just happy now it's not Candy and people can really see. I think Candy gets to on that Bravo show, Housewives of Atlanta, they kind of downplay it's Candy's problem. She's gonna cry. I'm just happy it's not Candy right now, so people can really see that Latasha is the issue. And I think everybody is seeing that the mother and Latasha are the issue. When they had to sit down with their mother on the show.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
That was hard to watch for me. It was very hard to watch. When Latasha got up, when Tamika got up and was trying to explain what Latasha did by leaving, then when they was locked out the dressing room, and the mother said she's jealous.
She's jealous. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe she said that.
No. And then
when she said that,
man, that voicemail.
Oh, that was the only show this season. That's on this episode.
Let me tell you something.
That's a sneak peek. Yes, that I wasn't even gonna bring that up yet, but I'm glad you brought that up. But that's moving to that.
Okay, sorry, but
yes,
all of it is too much. Now,
yes.
Oh, go ahead. Were you done? I'm sorry.
No, but if you have you can put your input in. You go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so I just would like to say that I have watched the bulk of the past shows that SWV was in, and they really have gone through it, honey.
Yes.
Ups and downs, and also they have done some inner work for themselves. Especially, I just enjoyed seeing Lily work through her issues. I enjoyed seeing all three of them work through their issues and talk about their problems. And now they're at this space where it's like, well, we just come together.
If we get any issues, let's just work this money and we can do this shit later on.
We're trying to get to this money because, these issues ain't going to pay our bills.
Okay.
Hello.
You're going to be mad at your sister sitting broke in the house. Okay.
The show I'm about to do internationally, that's going to pay this money so I can make, pay another bill. You know what I'm saying? So it's really awesome to have both sides of a story.
Right.
A side of women that have gone through the muck, the mire, gone through the ups and downs, and decided to come back together and make this money and be great co-workers. Because we don't have to be sisters.
Right.
We can be great co-workers and make this money. But when it comes to Tasha, man, just seeing the way, the energy that she brought in, and when hearing why she was upset about the
text message.
About that text message.
Can we pause real quick? Because let me tell you, that message, I can understand. Tiny is hilarious. Tiny is me, okay? When Tiny was laughing and explaining it, Tiny has me rolling, okay?
But it's this is a problem. We too old to. Okay, yeah, it's true. We too old to be getting that triggered about something like that.
Because you had no butt your whole entire life, child, so you should know about it.
It's no surprise. It was never a surprise. We don't.
And then your group, and my thing is, it's shade. It's nothing but shade.
Exactly.
Even though it came from your sister, I'll be better come from her than to get some Candy or Tiny.
Or Tiny.
I'd
exactly.
rather it come
That's what I feel like.
But this is the problem.
Well, that's to the shade too. If anybody don't know watching, what happened was, Candy and Tamika got locked up in their dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha left knowing that it was locked out. I guess she left and went home. Didn't check on her sister at all. So her sister texted her a note saying that, "How dare you leave? Blah 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 blah. You can kiss my A."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then Tasha said, "You must know who you talk to. You can kiss my A." She said, "Well, if you had a
to kiss,
I still wouldn't kiss it." Okay, yeah, if you had an A to kiss, I wouldn't do it, basically. Right. So Tasha feels like Tamika was body shaming her.
No, that's a nice excuse, like to take it as body shaming. That's a nice excuse, but
she's trying to play the victim.
That Tamika was not trying to literally body shame you. She was giving you shade, absolutely. She gave you that shade for sure, sort of on a platter.
What Tasha was doing, what she's doing is what a lot of people do who did something wrong, but then try to play victim and make it sound like they're the one in the wrong. And that's the worst part of a villain I do not like.
Yes.
You can't do wrong, and then when I call you out on it, then you want to play victim when I say something to you. That pisses me off. But that's what Natasha is doing on this whole episode.
She gaslighting
that we aired. Yes.
She's pushing.
She's pushing the envelope, and the mother is the same way.
Like mother and daughter.
And
now I can see why Tamika might be closer with her stepfather, or her father,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Than she is with her mother's side. I can see it now.
You're going to lean towards the person that's making sure to give that unconditional love either way.
Right.
And just seeing how her mother reacted, like that, this was pure unadulterated, their mother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
she didn't let anything go. She didn't, because sometimes people at least try to put some kind of front on for TV, but just the fact, she's jealous, and like just totally dismissing a whole adult, not any adult, but your child. You're dismissing that, and
then putting them against each other also, which is horrible.
Which obviously is disgusting. And maybe she likes Latasha more because she has a really good voice, but they both sing so very well.
That's no reason like one child better than the other. That is no excuse.
Exactly.
And I can only imagine how it is in real life because I can see it through the TV.
Child,
right?
I can only imagine how it is behind closed doors in her entire life.
If we can see that you're playing favorites, then that's an issue. That is a big issue.
But the major thing that really pissed me off is when she brought up the money situation. You you and your husband stole my money, and your husband cashed my checks.
Right.
Over $30,000. And you can tell Natasha knew she was talking about because she lied.
Because she was laughing.
When the guy asked her,
smiling the entire time.
Yes, when the guy asked her, so did you know anything about the money? Did you steal your money? Did you steal your sister's money? She's like, no. So she's lying. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Girl, we know you're lying, and I believe your husband did it because your husband's a shady.
Yeah, I don't never trusted the husband, which is I think this is why from that last situation that we were talking about forever ago, well, I believed it was them two were the issue, and now we're
the issue.
We're on the precipice of seeing exactly what happens very soon.
I see Latasha's husband as a mini Sydney, who is Monique's husband.
Worse.
Worse, because he's still he's walking into the door and making sure that he's creating
worse.
Yes.
Wow.
Because Latasha don't have to say a word. Her husband doing all the talking. Monique and Sydney is trash, but Latasha, she's the puppet, and Sydney is the puppet master.
And I can't stand that, because if y'all both going to be horrible, disgusting people, let's do that together. That's why I could give Monique and what's his face, Daddy, just a little bit more respect, because at least they do their best together.
Right. Both of them evil. But you know what also pissed me off was, and I understood every part she said, which was bringing up earlier, was going into episode 2. We saw a sneak peek today where she said, I always had my sister back even when she was wrong. That's what family does. But she said, I'm not doing it no more, and I'm happy she's standing up on her own, because hell, the reason why the group broke up the first time was, number one, your sister did what she did, but you had your sister back and went on the radio and said lies about Candy, sleeping with the industry. Now, I know there was too many lies about what you said, but Candy didn't like it being in the air. But that's neither here or there.
Well, I mean, Candy did admit sleeping with Jermaine Dupri, so she at least admitted that.
Yeah, I was sure there was a little bit of truth in all of that going on, but just to think about that little clip that we were able to see on the Instagrams. Let me tell you,
kind of laughing again.
and she was laughing good too, like a nice hearty laugh. Okay. But what I could really hear and see in this is that it just looks like not Tasha. What's the other one name?
Tamika.
Tamika.
Yes,
I feel like now I see it wasn't. I don't think it wasn't her at all. Well, I see that it wasn't her at all. It was just her standing up for her sister, and just the way that they talk about it as a group, which is also really beautiful to me. Them being able to talk about their issues, being able to say, yo, this is what happened in this space. And of course, now as the audience, we're able to see what was going on in there.
Somebody keep calling me.
We were able to finally see like what's going on. Things are really being unveiled, and now everybody's coming out looking like, okay.
But I think everybody already knew was the problem, but it's finalized now. It's like set in stone. We know you're the problem, Natasha.
Yeah, we had to see it for ourselves, and it's been an awesome show though. We're certainly going to talk about this more often because it's a good one.
And the other news, she did come out with her very first solo single. It's supposed to be a gospel song, because I didn't get that one cheer bump or anything, but she came out with a song called something, I can't remember the name of it, and I don't think it'll be going anywhere.
She got a video for it.
I know, I watched it and everything.
I saw the video. Well,
I saw about it?
A minute of it.
It looks like a music video.
Yeah, I think that she'd be better with the group, but I think now, I know that if she would commit to the group, she would. They would let her in. But I really think they really don't,
Your sound is coming in really weird. Go out and come back in. I got you. But I just want to make sure I say, Aaron says, love when we talk about Bravo. This new show is starting out hot. Lots of drama, lots of fun. Absolutely. Regina says, all I have to say about this topic is all I need from you is understanding.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Joseph Jarrell is saying, yes, Regina, my hands are raised and my hips are swaying. Yes, that's Joseph's generation. He's old.
Okay.
Regina is laughing at El Joseph, and Joseph Jarrell says, "Your husband is shady, hollering." Absolutely, that's exactly what's going on.
Right. But yeah, I love the fact that this show is on Bravo. I love the fact that we're able to see these girls. And like I think Mike said a little bit earlier, it's good to see the contrast between what's going on with SWV and then what's going on with Escape. I mean, we saw SWV flying to Johannesburg, South Africa to get a $6-figure check
because they
got a performance. Okay.
They got it together.
Okay, because they come together as one.
As one.
To get this money.
Sister with voice this time.
Well, sisters, and it's not sisters, just sisters, and just sisters and not related or coming together as sisters. They really great co-workers, and I
was saying sister with voice is SWV.
Yeah, this is true. Yes,
I'm excited. I saw in the previews that Coco's son is being featured on this show. So I'm excited to see him. Of course, we all know that he's a part of the LGBTQ plus community. He had his pretty black painted nails on. I saw that. And so it looks like he's going to be going through something pertaining to school, it seems like. I'm not sure.
And Coco is very supportive of her son. A lot of people didn't think that she would be, being that she is so super saved, like to the point where she doesn't sing Downtown anymore.
Right.
I think it's awesome, the relationship. She said, "I'm gonna love my son." I said, "That's all right."
Okay. Love him like a mother should love her son, no matter what.
Absolutely. Before her sons are totally opposite of each other. One is like gangsta, and one is
not. Okay.
I love it.
Right. And so this past Sunday was part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion of season 7. What can I say? There are a lot of reviewers and reactors who are saying that the show was not good, that they're tired of how the show is going, the direction that the show is moving in. It seems like we're doing things out of the box to keep a story going. Some people are leaving their personal lives out of the story, aka Robin. Some others are not. And so what was your highlight of this third part of the reunion, Mike? What was your one highlight?
The end of it when it turned off.
Oh!
Because I don't know why it was 3 parts. They could have just bungled this all in 1 or 2. But anywho, it wasn't giving anything. Now that I know Robin lied, the reunion was all lies.
Nothing new.
And then also, it's feeling like everybody was trying to lie this reunion. Robin, of course, lied, but had the nerve to ask everybody else about their man and everything of the reunion. Giselle always doing the same thing every season, bringing up somebody else's husband and not understanding why people are mad, making that confused face when people curse her out. Ashley, I mean, she gives her stories, and even though I don't agree with that, she gives, at least she tells the truth with her stories. And then also, I feel like Ashley also, I like Ashley. I like her still in the show. Mia didn't make any sense with anything that she told. She got caught in lies while she was telling the story. It's just full of lies. And then what's the friend of the show, Charisse? She said that I only told this stuff because you was getting mad at me, so you found now you was lying too. Everybody was lying. I mean, I'm just so sick of it. I feel like reality is not based off lies. Reality is based off what's going on in your real life. Yes, it's going to be shady also, but to bring up just lies it makes the show not genuine, and it makes it like what we don't believe anything that's going on in your life, and then we're not interested anymore. So I really hope that Andy and the producers and everybody in the back rooms are listening to everybody, even some of the castmates who says need to be a shakeup, that Robin needs to be gone. She hasn't bought anything since season 1. Giselle can stay, but she needs to remove the sidekick. So Robin has to be gone. I believe that Candace can stay at least 1 more season. Ashley can stay, and Karen can stay.
Wendy?
Wendy can stay also. I like Wendy. Wendy can stay also. But remove Robin, don't bring Sharice back. Keep her maybe a friend of the show or something like that. But do not bring her back full time. And bring in 2 new housewives, 1 young and 1 older.
I think that would be a good idea. I love the fact that Wendy brought up the double standard that you don't like you don't like people bringing up fake rumors about you, but you'll do it on somebody else. But then you go and talk about somebody else's fake rumors and put it on them. So I felt like I understand why Wendy was sitting on the end, because she really didn't have that much to say throughout this entire reunion, which made me confused as to why Karen was sitting next to Andy, because Karen barely said anything her darn self until Sharice came out. Jennifer, you want to read that comment from Joseph?
Yeah, Joseph said Tyrone is looking like he wants to flip the table. Smile, Tyrone. DDAHC. I don't know what any of that means. God bless y'all.
I do.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. All right, Aaron said. Aaron said, "Ouch, Mike. I love RHOP. Not happy with the one-on-one that fell nowhere exactly. I love Karen during her nails while Sharice was talking. I was glad to see Sharice.
You know, I like Sharice, but when she said that she only lied on Karen because Karen was mad at her, I feel like this is part of the problem. You guys are just spilling out lies and nothing is giving anything honest anymore. So that's why I say I think she should be just still the friend of, not until you learn how to tell the truth and show your life. Then you're gonna remain friend of, and then if you still can't do that, then you're just gonna be out the show.
Absolutely.
And, bring Katie back. Katie want to be on the show. Katie over here telling T on Twitter for free.
Free tea.
Yes.
Aaron says,
I'm glad that Chris got to say his piece, but was still respectful of Giselle's feelings. That's a good guy. I think as a man, you have to still show your piece, even though I don't think you really wanted to. But I mean, if he was yelling and cursing Giselle out, you know, people would have made Giselle innocent and made him the wrong one in the story. Right. So it's kind of hard to try to be upset and then also show anger to a woman. Because it's going to be then taken out of context. So he did, I think what he did was clear. It was enough for a man to talk to a woman. I think he did just good enough. I still think Giselle does not get it.
No.
She would never get it.
But she would never get it. But you know what? And I hate to bring Giselle's daughters in it, but I really want her to understand if somebody did what you're doing to your daughter, Giselle, you would not like it.
Absolutely.
No.
So stop doing it.
Because you'd have to take it to her daughters for her to understand. That's who she is. Because even if you bought it to Jamal Bryant, I don't think I still wouldn't understand that, because I truly believe that her marriage to Jamal Bryant was purely for a look. I don't think she's been in love before.
That could be true. I also want to know you guys' opinion on what Candace said concerning Giselle using her proximity to whiteness to her advantage in order to spread her lies and know that she's not going to receive any consequences about that. I will first say that Candace had every right to say that. I know that she meant what she said, because she did not take it back after Wendy tried to give her a leg up and say, okay, girl, we just had this colorism conversation. So are you sure you want to use those words at this moment? And Candace said, I understand we had that colorism conversation. I stand behind my statement fully 100%. She does what she does. And I'm calling her out on it. So I completely agree with Candace with what she said. I don't think that Giselle does it knowingly. She knows that she has this privilege, but she does it because I think she does do it knowingly.
Well, she does it because she's been doing it since season 1, and she's still on the show, obviously. So she's getting paid more and keeping her spot on the show. Well, she still does it, and she has. I think Giselle does this thing well. If it's not broke, why fix it? If it's still paying her and she's getting a bigger check every season and she's still on the show and she's one of the people that people love, I guess you can say. What the problem with Giselle is, to be honest, this is the real problem with Giselle. She's a very pretty girl. And she has pretty, and I think the light skin does give her justice because she's a lighter skin. But even when Wendy first came on the show and they was talking about Giselle outfits, when he said, I think the problem with Giselle is she's a very pretty girl. Giselle, thank you. But she doesn't dress well. But Giselle, her everything pretty, but didn't hear anything that about her outfits being ugly because she's still dressed like her dress.
She doesn't receive negativity.
What happened is all her life she's been called pretty. You're just a pretty girl. Oh my God, you're pretty. She's been praised for her looks, and I think that she also got away with a lot of things because of her pretty. She's pretty. You know, it's like you're cool when you do it. It's probably when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We can. Me and Giselle, Candace and Giselle can do the same thing, but it's gonna be a problem when Candace do it.
Right.
And I don't think they are. I don't think colorism is. I don't think they do it purposely in the group. I really don't feel like they do it because of skin color. I just think that people excuse Giselle because she's a favorite on the show.
That's the difference. It's the people.
That's the difference.
It's the people
right
using her. Some people, I do know of people that actually would excuse a lighter skinned person versus a darker skinned person automatically. And this is some of those things that we've been desensitized to for a very long time. And we're just now talking about these things. You know, there's people out in other countries saying that racism is so prevalent out here. Racism is just as prevalent out here as it is out there. They just don't talk about it. We do, because we're trying to get into spaces of understanding. And I think that's the same thing we're trying to do with colorism, trying to understand what's been ingrained in us.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is more prevalent out here though, because USA is a melting pot, and I think we have all different nationalities in America. Now, when you go, well, I'm just going by. Well, when I go out the country, you know, people usually look alike. I know they still have different nationalities and things there. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm saying it's more of a melting pot in America. You know, people usually migrate to America for better opportunities. So you can find anything over here. I'm not saying so. I just think that
I do a lot of homework on traveling because I want to be able to go everywhere, of course.
Correct.
Which is why I follow a lot of African American women that travel. Some of the worst places are like Italy. They have horrible experiences out there. I've heard of horrible experiences out in England. Even the African English people out there sometimes are not as great, or just don't have a liking towards African Americans.
Well, yeah, I agree.
You know, going to other countries, like some Asian countries, like you know, Japan, China, Korea. There are some spaces they're trying to become more progressive in their thinking, but not everyone is. So yeah, you might have somebody doing like this to your hair or trying to touch your skin to see if it's real, because these are people that have never really seen people of different colors. So there's the boundaries get crossed and things like that. So
when you did that, just now touch Tyrone's head, I remember going I was in the first class flight out the country actually. And I was on the way home. I was on the way home in first class, and this Caucasian woman, I'm guessing she's Caucasian because she had lighter skin.
Okay.
She touched I had locks. She touched my head, like, oh my God, what is these called?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Touched my head, and I said, and you know, they already look at you like why are you in first class? Why you already feel like you're kind of already uncomfortable. But
exactly.
She's like, oh my God, what are these called? Oh my God, they're so beautiful. My friend would love these.
Oh.
And I just said, they call it locks.
Thank you.
I took my lock back from her hand and put it on my. Keep your hands to yourself, okay? I want to say, but I couldn't. You know, you can't act up in first class on a plane, period. So,
just.
I had to boost out, but that's my first time I ever had somebody touch my hair like that wasn't of African descent.
But those are the kind of experiences that people are getting around the world. So I'm not saying that it's worse here or there. It's there
everywhere. Well, yeah,
for sure.
My mother, my mom married to a guy. He's from Curacao, so they speak a different language there. He speaks English as a second language. So. They went to Curacao I forgot what happened. They went to Curacao. It was the whole family, and my mom's husband and one of his sisters speak English.
Okay.
Also, so she and her sister-in-law was together, and she wanted to buy something, and they was like, "Oh, it's be $50," She was like, but then what? Never mind. So then my sister-in-law started speaking their language, and he was talking about my mama. Those Americans always try to come over here and get things for cheap.
Wow.
I'm like, you know what? But yeah, it happens everywhere.
And something else that I need to mention, Miss Mia, she brought out her bedazzled box of
lies,
of receipts. And Jacqueline had her receipts as well. So what do you? We never got to see exactly what information, or never got to hear what information was enclosed in said box, because Mia never mentioned anything that was on those pieces of paper or in that box. So what do you think was in there?
I'm guessing the reason Mia never mentioned what's in the box because Jacqueline came with actual facts and she was laying them out. And I think Mia kept saying, "Do you want to go there?" Jacqueline said, "Well, I'm ready for you." Right. So I think that if Mia would have laid another fact out, Jacqueline would have laid a bunch of facts out and would have really told Mia business. She was telling everything. Oh, Gordon and I were after the storyline that Mia wanted to portray. So I just went along with it. So Mia's lying about storyline that Jacqueline held nothing back. Right. So I think Mia was scared.
We thought she was.
Mia was scared that she's gonna have some truths told about her. But Mia, you're not Monique, baby. Okay.
Okay.
And if anybody needs to, you got that right. If anybody you want to press in a moment like that would be a Mia, a known liar. That's who you want to press in the moment. Did you have any words, Tyra?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Well, I just want to bring something else out. I think it's all about the show. But Married to Medicine is about to start filming, and two of them are out, and one is in. Yeah. So Married to Contessa and also Anila. Contessa and Anila are no longer on the show. Contessa put a statement out. I like Contessa though. I was a fan of Contessa, and I like Anila too. I like them. But you didn't bring anything last season, so you got to go.
I liked Anila's husband more than I liked her, to be honest.
Well, that's true. I like Anila's husband too. And I like the nanny.
Yes, Miss Gonzalez. She was awesome as well.
My sweet piece. But Phaedra racked up both of those checks because she took both of them. And Phaedra Parks is coming to the show. She's going to be a cast member. She's dating a doctor. And we should see. Now I don't know how this is gonna go. Because I know she's not gonna get into it, Dr. Jackie. Now I would love seeing Phaedra read what's the loud one name?
Heavenly.
No, not the loud one.
Oh, Dr. Simone.
Simone. I would like to see Dr. Heavenly get into it with Simone. I know she probably gonna get into it with Heavenly because Heavenly just thinks. But you know what? Heavenly, I think, turned over a new leaf this season right here.
Really?
Because even on social media, she's not going in like she was at one point.
Really? So do you believe that this is a real question? I didn't see a whole lot, as you guys would know, right? But one of my concerns is how she was going so hard at the ladies, and they made sure to let her know that. And as a response, it seemed like she just simply didn't care. Like, do you believe that she's finally understood and see that we can't be going in so hard on our coworkers?
I believe it. I
think what's going on is since you girls have such a problem with me doing my job and making good TV, do some work this season to see how far we get. I'm going to show you how entertaining the show going to be if you don't do nothing at all.
To be honest, I think the show would be extremely boring if Heavenly were not on the show. In my opinion, actually, Heavenly makes the show, to be honest, because she keeps stuff going. She keeps the ish stirred. And she keeps everyone on their toes. And the reason why I'm not upset about Contessa leaving is because the way that she handled that Heavenly situation, like you know who Heavenly is, you know how Heavenly operates. So why
you did it with her actually?
Right. And so why are you so upset about what she's saying when you put this information out in the streets for it to be commented on? So Heavenly was just giving her opinion on what you've already said. But anyways, my mother also told me that Dr. G might be making an appearance with his new girlfriend.
I heard she's gonna be a wife on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that'd be messy as hell for Bravo to do something like that. Now I would say that.
But
I'll be tuning in.
Okay.
It seems like from what I've seen, and you can't go too much on what I've seen, but it just seems like, what's her name? Dr. G's ex-wife?
Quad.
It just seems like Quad is just wanting to give a facade of what's going on. She wants to make sure she's painting a picture of what's going on. Absolutely. And it would really be interesting to see and hear about the other side of town. That's all I got to say.
If I was Quad,
watch this season.
If I was Quad and the new wife is going to be on the show, I would pay her no attention. I'll pay her dust. She wouldn't have no TV time with me at all, because I'm not going to help you get your check.
I would actually try to make an effort to get along with her. I would want to try to prove everyone wrong, because everyone's going to think that Quad is going to be on this girl's neck the entire time, and I think it would be interesting if she saw her try to get close to this. Well, not try to get close, but to at least be cordial and friendly with her.
This is real life. You want me to be cool with my ex-husband's new wife? I
think that it would look better.
It ain't gonna happen.
To be honest,
I don't care how it look on y'all. I'm not doing it. And this is my life. I'm not doing it. No,
it's possible. It's possible, and even if it's a stretch for her, I personally believe it will just look really, because Quad is about a facade.
Right,
it would look good. If she became friendly,
but the thing is, we know that that's not.
Oh yeah, no, that's the issue. They ain't got to be besties, but just be cordial, friendly.
Hey, because she didn't to me at all. But I'm just saying, I'm not about to be your friend when you married to my ex-husband.
Right.
Oh wow.
So yes, comments, Jennifer.
Aaron says, "I am always sad to see them go, but I'm excited for the new season. On the fence about Phaedra Parks joining."
Yeah, I'm not Phaedra also.
I was on the fence about it as well, but I would love to see Heavenly and Phaedra get into it. Like, I think that would be epic.
That would be TV.
That would be TV, but I know Heavenly's gonna be cursing and Phaedra's gonna just lay out with a classic read.
Right, which is the perfect combination.
Because
if she mentions Daddy, Lord, I'm scared.
Okay, because Heavenly don't play about Daddy, Dr. Damon.
We can all see that Heavenly has a lot of insecurities that she chooses not to address, which is why it's kind of easy to read her. So, or even just give her the truth to her face. It just comes off as if it's a read. So,
but nobody does that though. Nobody does that to Heavenly. No one,
because they know she's fragile.
No, they definitely go off on Heavenly all the time.
Just
Kevin goes
first season though, when they were talking about weight, how her and Dr. Jackie
Damon.
Dr. Jackie was talking about weight. She's saying Dr. Jackie saying that Heavenly was too large, and
well, she did say she looked like a busted can of biscuits.
Well, the thing with the timing of when she said it was inappropriate, Dr. Jackie. So she was. And I mean, the thing is, nobody wants to hear that when they're about to eat some food.
That's true. The
timing's always wrong with Dr. Jackie. I can tell you that now. Child. Like when Buffy, when she told her she was infertile in front of everybody.
Right. Child. But anyways, we want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Our time is up, y'all. Mike, go ahead and give us your social media contacts real quick.
You can reach me at on Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok at Mr. Real 121. That's MRREAL 121.
All right, Jennifer Tyrone.
Jennifer.
Hey, my name is Jennifer, and I am the Light of the Leo. Go ahead and follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and follow me on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@the Light of the Leo. You'll find me there on YouTube, and of course, the Light of the Leo for all of those other platforms there as well.
All right, Tyron.
It's your boy, Mr. Music Man, aka Mr. TD McCullum. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Mr. TD McCullum.
He also has 2 singles out. They are called Groove With Me and Drunk on Love. You can find them on all of your streaming platforms. They are available. Go support my brother. Also, you can find me on Instagram, JoJo_Speaks3020. I'm also on Facebook, Jonathan Lee. My email address is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. Once again, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Press the like button, leave us a comment, press the notification bell, share it with all of your friends. We will be back next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until next time, we'll say bye, y'all. Oh, we got a comment. We got a comment.
Aaron said, "Fun live. Thanks everyone for a great night, and thank you, Aaron, for tuning in." P.S. I still love Alyssa, Mike. A P.S. I still don't. Regina said, "Good night, y'all. Thanks again. Good night, Regina."
Good night, everyone.
Good night, y'all.
Bye. Yeah.